You're listening to the Hero's Quest podcast, your source for creating the hero mindset and abandoning the victim mentality. I'm your host and life coach, Tim Holloway. Join me on the quest to unlock your inner hero and take responsibility for your life.
So this Thursday was hell, like I already told you, waking up to the flat tire and all that stuff. So as I go and I go to the dentist and they're doing an assessment and that little gum check where they jam that needle down and see how far it would go. I don't know who personally came up with that, but that's insane. And so they get a assessment done and then how much, this work is going to cost me. And I begin to contemplate that this really sucks. And so the thought that immediately came to me was this idea of no pain, no gain. And it totally makes sense in regards to teeth, right? If you want to have a beautiful white smile, for example, you have to put in the work. That means brushing, flossing. That means keeping your scheduled dental appointments and your deep cleanings and all these things that need to take place if you want a beautiful smile. Probably should stay away from the coffee and smoking and stuff like that. There is a lot of work involved to shiny teeth. And unless you are willing to go through the pain to get the gain, then you're not going to get it. And so I remember this phrase was first coined in the 80s. I remember I was a little kid and Jane Fonda was always on TV and she kind of coined the phrase that no pain, no gain. And she was also like, feel the burn. And it was getting people acquainted with putting in the work to get the results that they wanted. And so no pain, no gain has the idea you got to go past the point that you want to give up. And that's where we struggle with. And the same thing with my teeth, past the point where I have to endure the pain of the dentist to get what I ultimately want to achieve, which is a beautiful smile. And this goes to every single area of our lives. And there's no escaping it. But here's the point. We want to avoid the pain at all cost. And this is why men don't go to the dentist. This is why they don't go to the doctor. This is why we don't go to the gym. It's too much work. It's too much effort. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to improve, then you're going to have to put in the work. And that's the bottom line. And so we see people who have beautiful bodies and we go, man, that would be amazing to look like them. We see people with just emotional intelligence that are able to manage their emotions well and say, man, it would be nice to be them. And then we see people with creative genius minds that are just on fire mentally and producing awesome content, awesome things to society. And we say, man, it sure would be awesome to be like them. We see people who have these powerful relationships and connections with other people and they're just the life of the party and they have amazing family relationships and amazing marital relationships and we think, man, it sure would be nice to be like them. And lastly, we see people with the big bank accounts that they're driving their cars that they actually want to drive and doing the work that they actually want to do. And we say in our hearts and in our minds that it sure would be nice to be like them. But it's just like my teeth, that there's no shiny smile without the work. And we look at all these people say, well, sure would be nice to be this actor, not knowing all the years of film school and everything that they went through and all the trials and hardships they went through to get to the point where they are. We just want the results. We want the easy way. And this is why pills are so popular. This is why, the magic book that's going to give you the 5 steps is so popular because we want the easy way. You see, there's always the difficult road to get what we want. We have to go through the pain to get to gain. And the reason why we don't get the gain is because we refuse to go through the pain, or we're in the process of going through the pain and we give up along the way. You see, we were meant to go through our obstacles. We're not meant to stop. And so, whatever it is you're going through in that area of your life, understand that you are going through it. That is to point A to point B. You on the other side of your problem. You are going through it. We must develop the ability to go through some tough shit. And a nice little tagline I wrote last year was, if you want to be it, you're going to have to go through some shit. And so we want the blessings. We want the results without going through the shit. And that everybody who we reach out and attach to and whom we passionately like, who has a passion for their life, they have gone through some shit. You see, suffering is necessary to achieve your goals. And this is why people don't achieve their goals, because they're not willing to suffer. Suffering is necessary. So that means we have to fight through the hurt. That means we have to fight through the pain, because without the ache, without the pain, there is no gain. And we have to fight through it. How do we do that? Have goals that are worthy is first. Have goals that are worthy of your passion and your potential and your attention. When you have worthy goals, you have something on the other side, something to achieve, something that's going to get you through to the other side. The next thing we could do is recall our past victories, all the times that we have been successful, the big obstacles that we faced, that time we went through childhood trauma and came through, that time we went through an addiction and came through the other side, that time that we beat a habit, that time we developed a positive relationship. Start remembering all the things that you have been through, all the victories that you have. And let it fill up on the inside of you a sense of encouragement that you can beat this thing also. The next thing you could do is take a step. That means take a step in the right direction, because once you take one step, you are headed towards your goal. You see, if you don't take a step, then you remain stagnant and you're not going to the direction of your goal. And if you're stepping backwards, you're definitely not going in that direction. So take one step forward is another way to do this. And lastly, this one. It's pretty simplistic, but just keep swimming. And you get this from the movie Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And so as you go from point A to point B, it's the perseverance, it's the endurance, it's the I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep swimming. And that's how you get to the other side. If you were to ask me, how do I get from one side of pool to the other? I would tell you, just keep swimming. If you were to ask me anything like, how do you walk from point A to point B? I'm going to tell you, just keep walking. You might be tempted to slow down. You might be, under discouragement. As you're doing that, just keep making forward progress and you will get to your destination. Remember this today. H, I will be honorable. E, I will be empowered. R, I will be resilient. And O, I will take ownership for my life. On the link below, you'll find the Hero's Blueprint for Success. Click on that link. That is our free gift to you. And remember today to be your own hero and join us at wakethehero.com.